Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Reinvention Show. Special because it's our 25th episode. We've been around now for half a year, and it feels like very long time. So I'm happy to see you back. I'm excited that you're joining us. Let me know in the comments where I'm still in Columbus. I'm still in Ohio. I'm traveling next week, but happy to be with you here today. Let me know in the comments where you joining us from. And of course, I would love to hear why are you coming for the Reinvention Show? What brings you here? Our 25th, a kind of little anniversary episode. We've been around now for half a year, and it's of course a question. What do we do next? Do we keep going? If we keep going, what would you like to hear? Who would you like us to bring as guests? What kind of topics you would like us to cover? What kind of insights? What were your favorite episodes? All of that is very much fair game. So would love to hear more. I see Sherry's here from Tampa, Florida. Sherry, of course, is not just certified reinvention practitioner, but also an amazing builder inside the reinvention community and the chief impact officer for Reinvention Academy. Where are you joining us from? Let me know. And it's a 25th episode of the Reinvention Show. I would love to know what would you like more of? What kind of topics resonate with you most? What kind of guests you would like us to bring? If we had a dream guest, if you could bring anyone, who would you like us to bring? And let me know in the comments. I see Minsk, Belarus here. Love episode with Gary. That was great. Yeah, Gary is amazing. Gary is one of the original certified reinvention practitioners. I think member number one of the Global Alliance of Reinvention Professionals. And of course, an amazing practitioner in his own company. He's a chief reinvention officer in Three Eyes Group and in the Center for Reinvention. So just beautiful to see. Keep those comments coming. Where are you joining us from? What can we do to keep this journey going? Our 25th episode. And today's topic is what are we talking about today? Trends in consulting, coaching, and training industry. And just yesterday, we held a 1-hour masterclass. It's free, it's online, covering five trends that are disrupting the consulting, coaching, and training industry today. And if you would like to get the whole masterclass, it's still available for a replay for another couple of days. It will disappear on Sunday. So my team will share a link for you to access that replay. But out of those five, I want to highlight one or two today, and hopefully those trends will be relevant for you, whether you are a consultant, trainer, coach, or you are an internal consultant, you provide internal services, or you hire consultants, trainers, and coaches. And I would love to hear your feedback, what trends you are seeing. And for those of you who want to see all five trends, you can still go and download the access to the replay right now. You will just fill out the form in 2 seconds. It's a very simple process, and you will be emailed the link with the replay. That replay will disappear on Sunday. So if you want all five trends, grab them. I want to share 2 trends today, but if we run out of time, it will be just 1 out of 5 that we shared. And the first one we spoke about is the fundamental change that is happening in the global system, we call the global economy, and how that change impacts the consulting, training, and the coaching industry. And of course, that has to do with the speed of change. We always talk about S cycles, the S curves, that every organization, every brand, even every individual career goes through a life cycle. It goes through a life cycle. We are a startup, we grow, we reach maturity, or our career is starting, we grow, and then we get to the peak of our career. But if nothing happens, if we don't reinvent, if we don't renew, if we don't refresh, there's a chance for our company or our career, our product to decline. And to avoid the decline, we start the new S curve, and new S curve, we reinvent. And the most important thing that is happening in terms of consulting, coaching, and training career, that if before this jump in the S curve, this moment of a jump happened relatively rarely, you remember that the average life cycle is about 75 and then it shrunk down to 15. The median today is just around 6. Just around 6. And for many companies, about 60% of the companies we survey report that they need to reinvent every 3 years or less. That's a completely different ballgame. That means for us as consultants, trainers, and coaches, we need to learn how to provide services and solutions specific for the speed of change. And this speed of change means that this idea that I can just offer the same thing I did for years, that I can deliver the same keynote, or if I'm a trainer, that I can provide the off the shelf training is simply not working anymore. Unless you are training in the fundamentals of physics or mathematics, those don't change. When we're talking about business training, organizational development, leadership, and even the more hard directions, finance, logistics, supply chain management, marketing, sales, finance, all of those things are now requiring fundamental change. And we need to provide consulting services, teaching, coaching that is reflective of that. I'll give you an example: budgeting. In a stable world of launch cycles, budgeting is a very regimented, very slow moving, never changing process. But in a dynamic world, we're all moving towards dynamic budgeting. So you have to help your clients develop dynamic budgeting processes and make sure they are actually performing and helping the company to be disciplined yet adaptive simultaneously. That's a whole different offer. Same applies in supply chain management. If you're a supply chain consultant, some of the best practices in launch cycles, such as just in time management, this idea that you do not hold a lot of inventory, not inventory of raw materials, and no inventory of finished goods. That was a great idea in launch cycles in a very stable world. There's no reason to hold an inventory in a stable world because you will get the shipment on time and you don't need to tie up your cash in an inventory. Great idea for a stable world. But in a volatile world, that can kill your business. Because if you don't have some backup inventory of raw materials, and if you are not able to have an inventory of finished goods, you will not be able to sustain the entire operation when we see constant disruptions in supply chain, constant breakdowns in shipments, and on and on and on. So we have to learn new rules of the game. And this is where consultants, coaches, trainers can be the best partners. But that leads us to the second trend. Now that we are in this big, massive change, the role of the consultant, the role of the trainer, the role of the coach is completely different. We are no longer coming in there as experts, as knowledge delivery mechanism, as people who come with an answer. We are not there to deliver the answer, because in a volatile world where everything moves all the time and we need to constantly update and reevaluate the rules of the game, and the rules of the past are not only not helpful, sometimes are very, very dangerous. Our job is not to come with answers. Our job is to help organizations design and deliver their own answers that will be reinvented again and again. So instead of being content delivery people who bring new content, we have to become facilitators of the process. We need to become stewards of the process. So instead of being the content matter, the subject matter experts, we have to become designers of very, very dynamic processes and help our companies, our clients, the individual coaching clients find their own answers. And that is a whole different expertise. If before it was good to come in and say, in my expert opinion, this is the right answer, that right answer was great in a stable world. I share this very often, that I come to business meetings, and recently One of the CEOs in a business meeting said to the board, if anyone around this table will tell me that they know exactly what to do, if anyone here thinks that they know exactly what to do, they're either delusional or they're so arrogant and unprofessional that they're not able to recognize that in this volatile world and constant uncertainty, nobody knows exactly what to do. It's not about having an answer, it's about facilitating constant creation and a recreation of a potential answer, of a hypothesis, of an experiment, testing it out and redoing it again. And that's a whole different skill set. This is a skill set that is much more dynamic, that is much more cross-disciplinary and interdisciplinary in nature. It's the ability to understand dimensions of business, not just financial, not just human, not just product and process, not just manufacturing, not just marketing itself, but the intersections of all of them. And that's a new role. It's a completely different role. So I want to ask in the comments, give me a plus if you're seeing these two trends emerging in your own world. Do you see some of this emerging? Do you see the speed of change impacting your consulting business? And do you see the need for process consultation going up versus content consultation? That it's no longer enough to be a subject matter expert, that we need to be excellent at process, at designing dialogue, at coming up with experimentation pipeline of projects, dynamic management of rapid prototyping, and on and on and on. There are many disciplines who have those capabilities. This is, of course, project management. This is Scrum Agile. This is change management. I see Sherry says, there's a lot of pluses there. There are a lot of pluses that you do see this trends showing up in your industry. Let me know in the comments if this is showing up in your industry. And I always give this example as an example of a typical process consultation. I use this example a lot, and I think it's a wonderful experience. The title of this exercise might be not the best, especially right now. So we probably will find a better title. I regionally called Kill the Company exercise. And this is an exercise that has so many benefits for the company that I don't come in with a report. I don't come in as a report of this is what is the risk to your company. And I see many of you are reacting that you are seeing that. And I see that Victoria says that I'm talking about sustainability and system thinking. Absolutely. I am talking about sustainability and thinking in systems. Absolutely. So how does this kind of exercise works? In the past, when we had stable world, very long cycles, as a consultant, I could come in and give you a list of potential risks that are challenging your company right now and say, here is the report. I'm coming in and here's the report. This is the risk and this is the mitigation of the risk. This is a potential threat and this is the strategy for mitigation. So I came in with an answer. And while in a stable world, that worked very well, in a dynamic world, it's not enough in an old proverb to give people fish. We need to teach each other how to fish and also achieve other goals, such as deal with resistance to change, increase engagement, increase motivation, and ability to drive that change inside the organization. And exercises like Kill the Company exercise are typical for those purposes. So you bring together a diverse group of people, you divide them into groups, your employees, sometimes you can bring suppliers and customers in as well, and you give them an assignment to come up with the fastest and the cheapest way to destroy our business. That way, your teams do an interactive risk mapping, but that process, when they start analyzing potential risk, automatically engages them, decreases resistance to change, increases motivation and engagement, and comes up with potential risks and opportunities that no single expert can possibly catch, because none of us can compete with a collective intelligence. This kind of exercise is a typical process consultation where I'm not here to give you content. This is a list of risks, this is a list of strategies for mitigation. But I design a process and facilitate and deliver the process that generates a much richer analysis of potential risk and much more interesting avenue and portfolio of initiatives that can mitigate those risks. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about massive change in the consulting, coaching, and training industry. Our world is changing. It's going through fundamental change. And we, as consultants, coaches, trainers, have to be at the forefront of that change and facilitate and be kind of midwives of that change. And that is the most important trend that I wanted to bring to you in this show. Now, if you know the trends, and by the way, again, a reminder, this is just 2 of the 5 trends I shared yesterday. We had a kind of impromptu 1-hour masterclass for our community inside the Global Reinvention Movement. And if you would like to see the replay of that particular masterclass, it's free, it's online. Please grab a link in the comments and register, and you will get the link. It's only available until end of Sunday, but of course would love for you to have all 5 trends. But once you understand the trends, the question is, what do I do? Okay, I know I need to change as a consultant. I know I need to start thinking of different type of offers. I know I need to think about different types of clients and different structure of a partnership with my clients. As if I'm a trainer or speaker, I need to rethink what I offer, both content and format, so that I fit this new fast moving paradigm for my clients. Now, how do I do that? And to answer that question, we have a resource for you. Every few months, Reinvention Academy holds a free live 5-day workshop. It's only 1 hour a day. And then you need another 15-20 minutes to do the worksheet of the day. Every day you get a work exercise, and we combine our own tools, including Titanic Syndrome test, including fear to action mobilization exercise for your team or for your clients that you can use for your clients immediately. But we also take blue ocean strategy. We take neuroscience, we take other fields and weave them together into a workbook. So you need about 1 hour for the session and about 20 minutes for the workbook once a day for 5 days. And at the end, you come out with a reinvention plan. And the next global Easy Reinvention Lab is in April. We're hosting it at the end of April. And you're able to register for it right now and go together reinventing your consulting, coaching, and training business, because this lab, April 25th to 29th, will be specifically designed for consultants, coaches, and trainers. So you see in the comments a chance to register. It's always super interactive. We always have 500-700 people participating from all over the world, which gives us a lot of richness. We have niche consultants coming in, so marketing consultants, strategy consultants, supply chain consultants, IT consultants, cybersecurity consultants, very, very niche consultants. We also have more general consultants, people who work in the field of leadership development, organizational design, more generalist, change management, appreciative inquiry. And all of us together come from all over the world. Some of us work in very small organizations, so solopreneurs. Some of us work in very large organizations. Frank, for example, from Berlin, is part of a massive consulting business. And that creates a very rich experience. So would love to go through the process of reinventing consulting, coaching, and training industry together. Imagine what kind of richness we can create for each other if we all come together and imagine new products, new offers, new formats, new collaborations, new ways of deliver our products and services. I was recently asked if we would consider building Reinvention Academy inside a metaverse virtually, because we have partners who bought virtual land inside the metaverse and would like to build a virtual Reinvention Academy as a part of their university. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like virtual reality goggles and we are inside? And they're like, yeah, that's a whole different format for training and development. So let's come together and look at those trends and decide how do we not just survive the disruption that the consulting, coaching, and training industry is facing, but how do we actually thrive in it? Where do we go? What can we do? What do we do with pricing? What do we do with marketing? What do we do with sales? I invite you to join this 5-day workshop. It's designed specifically for consulting, coaching, and training industry. Interestingly, we also have a lot of people who consult or train or coach for nonprofits specifically, including churches, including youth organizations, and also for the public sector. So if you are focusing on consulting in the public sector or in the nonprofit sector, come on over. We would love to have you. Let's reinvent the industry together. Let's see what we can do and how we can support it. So would love, love, love to hear and see your insights and see your big participation. Those are the trends. VUCA world means completely different offers and services, and content versus process consultant. 75 versus 6 and content versus process consulting. Those are the two big trends. Would love to hear your trends. Put in the comments the trends you are seeing in consulting and coaching. What is disrupting your life? What are you noticing in your clients? What are you noticing in your competitors and your employees and your partners? Would love to hear your trends. And of course, would love, 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 love to see you at the next Easy Reinvention Lab. We still are about a month away, but the spots go fast. These labs fill up fast. So grab the registration now. Share with your community. This is the amazing time where collaboration truly matters, that we are entering the place and the era of co-opetition, where we come together to reinvent the entire industry. So share with your fellow consultants, coaches, trainers. Let's think together. Let's imagine together. Let's build a new future together. I would love to see you there. This is the 25th episode of the Reinvention Show. I would love to know how we're doing. We've been around for half a year. Should we keep going? If so, what kind of content you would like from us? What insights, what guests, what topics you would like us to cover? Put it in the comments as well. And I'm honored and thankful that you joined me for this anniversary episode, 25th episode of the Reinvention Show. I'm honored. I see that I see happy mini anniversary. Yes, I hope we will celebrate the 50th and then the 100th. But this is beautiful to see how this is evolving. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let me know what can we do to make the show more relevant for you. Until then, I'll see you very soon. Have an amazing rest of the week. Make sure that you are recharging. Make sure that you are reinventing. Make sure that you're bringing new renewal into your life, into your family. And I'm delighted to see you at the next